Okay. So it's having the intro. And we should be able to...
I hated coming home. I would find excuses not to go home.
That encouragement. I always do. I'm always like my son. I'm like, you're a champ and all this other stuff. Like, even if he does things wrong and backwards, like he'll put his shoes on the other way. Whatever. It's like,
and that's so unlike what Christ intended the church to be.
So I have a question for you, Chris. Were you on that poll?
What happened? Which Chris you talking about? Me?
Talking them down.
Yeah.
And that's what you're building up in them.
Yeah.
Now you have those select few that don't even fall into that and they go do their own thing anyway.
Yeah.
But it kind of ties into what you're saying. It's like how you talk to them even from a young age, what you're building up.
Yeah, it was a nice picture.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Now we live.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the living room. This is a nightcap. Are we going live? I want to check my Instagram to make sure it's actually saying it.
And we ain't promoting anybody.
We're not.
Thank you.
We're not promoting anything. I'm trying to actually see live on the TV too. Okay, welcome to the living room. This is just a nightcap. We want to check audio. We want to go on live and just have a quick discussion. It's only going to be a 30-minute episode. This is not an official episode. So we're just going to have a general discussion. As you know who I am. I've been on this platform forever, and you guys have come on here and kind of watched me grow. I'm Coach Eddie. Thank you for joining us. It's the living room. We do life together. Real talk. What's the motto?
What's the what?
Real people.
Real talk.
Oh, yeah.
Real talk. Life.
Real life.
Real life?
We'll figure it out.
Real
One of these days.
no, what is it?
Yeah. Real living, real life.
All heart.
All heart.
Yeah.
Okay. It's real people. All heart.
And he only had a couple of sips of beer. So imagine if he drank the
Help
whole.
me, we try to
I don't
help
know
me.
what you guys are talking
Guys,
about.
this is the first test.
Chris didn't even know that we were gonna have.
it's
Yeah,
thought we were getting some testy
I
audio,
was on my
so it's
computer,
real talk.
It's a surprise.
hanging out.
Real people, all heart.
All heart.
All heart.
Yes.
Right?
Real talk, real people, all heart.
Pura
The
corazón.
living room.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's usually on the banner up there, so it makes it easier to say it. But we try to clean up the screen a little bit.
Yeah, we need caption for ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. All right, like I said, I introduced myself. I'm Coach Eddie. You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Chris G, small business mentor, getting my platform started pretty soon, and I'll be mentoring people on how to open up businesses. And I got a whole group of people that let you know how to sell businesses as well. And what was that?
Yeah, me
Wrong
up there.
name. You put Chris
Oh, that's funny.
Berry.
Oh, yeah. He forgot who was Chris G, who was Chris D.
This is like the second time. I'm trying.
So, yeah. So I'm Chris D.
No, you're Chris Garcia.
Good luck
Chris
with that.
Small business.
Good luck with
small
that.
business mentor.
I'm a nurse.
I'm a nurse. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm Chris G, and then this was Chris D.
Hey.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
So it's so weird. We have Eddie, Chris G, and Chris D.
yes.
we got to figure out a nickname.
Yeah, we should
No,
just
we've
call
been
you
saying that
Garcia.
from the
Maybe
beginning,
they
though.
should tell us who the nickname is.
It's hard. It's hard.
No,
It's
because
hard.
they'll come up with some silly nicknames like, you
Yeah.
know.
What would they call? What would they call you?
What would they call me? I don't know.
Mario Lopez.
No, rough draft of Mario Lopez.
I mean, we did it last week, and you look exactly like it. All right, and that's Chris DeBerry. She's the queen.
Okay.
She just have to come here. This is how it works. All the boys are working behind the scenes, and we a good hour setting things up, figuring things out, and she just comes here
She's
and
the
sits
queen.
down
Yeah.
and say, "I'm here."
Yeah.
She have a
No,
coffee, you know. So.
We had to remind her.
They
to
didn't
be
even
here.
have coffee or donuts
Oh,
or
jeez.
anything.
Oh, God. She's the princess of this situation.
I'm gonna have to review my contract.
Okay.
That's
Yes.
a long contract, too,
Yes,
right?
we do have to review
You
the
got like
contract.
60 pages.
Exactly.
You will only do what I tell you.
Exactly. All right, so we have like a quick discussion. That's like I said, it's only gonna be 30 minutes long. They are. I do have prior engagements, so I can't be here with you guys.
Prior engagements?
Prior
Okay.
engagements. I don't know why my shirt is unbuttoned.
All right then.
So
he's
I wanted to
getting
get
engaged.
into it. There's like a video that I sent to the producer,
Taking your shirt
and I wanted to. I don't know why it was unbuttoned.
Why are you taking your shirt
Exactly.
off?
I'm a Christian man.
Christian.
I'm a God.
Is that the new?
Man.
That's the new.
No, that's not the new
Not
thing.
the
I'm
new
a godly
Christian.
man. All right. So I want to play this video and get you guys' reaction because I feel like it has a lot of implications, a lot of nuances of what's going on in society today, and I would just like to get a discussion opened up about it, and I'd just like to see your perspective. So if I guess how does this work? You're gonna play the video, and we gotta listen to it. So you gotta put the arts on mute. All right, play the video.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
If
a
he
bus
owns
driver?
the bus, if he owns
No.
it, if he owns the bus,
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. Because the standards
here.
and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video
he hear
games
us?
all day. I'm not talking
Put
about that.
our mics on
But
mute.
the standards and the
okay.
criteria that we use to measure
I can see
men
the preview
is
So now we don't
off
know what
for
we're talking
who
about.
we
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
as women
We had
and
the
who
volume
they
on
are
before,
in this
bro.
society.
Why is the
I would
volume
date a
on?
bus driver if he
the volume
loved
on
driving the
and put it
bus,
on.
if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus driver. But we think that
on,
it's
bro.
another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together. I can build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I could build with a bus driver. So I think some of the criteria that we look for in the reality of today keeps us unhappy, keeps us angry, keeps us imbalanced. And then when the men show up, we want to beat them up because they're not living criteria. And it's not working, beloved. It's just not working. So it's not that it's bad or wrong, it's obsolete. It's obsolete. We have to come up with a new way of being. I don't believe in carrying a man. A man has to do for himself.
All right. I don't know if you guys got that. I don't know how that's gonna come off across. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. So technically, Iyanla and Ebony K. Williams was talking about dating a bus driver, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Ebony K. Williams stated that she couldn't date the bus driver unless the bus driver owned the bus.
What was the reason behind that?
Listen, she couldn't date the bus driver unless the bus driver owned the bus.
Yeah.
That means she's saying that,
Materialistic.
yeah, it's for you it's materialistic. For somebody else, it might not be materialistic. But that's her reason for not dating a bus driver. And Iyanla's argument was that I can date a bus driver as long as he is happy with what he's doing, he treat me right, he treat his mom right, and he's a good man. So I wanted to open that up to discussion and see you guys' perspective on that.
Well, obviously she's never been in love, because I think love will blind her from even that.
Love.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean love supersedes everything. I would say if she was really in love with that guy, that wouldn't even matter. You know what I mean? So obviously that wasn't the right fit for her, or just wasn't the right person for her. But there's plenty of situations where a person, I can see if a person's not ambitious and that's all, two different peoples and two different ways of life. But I think love will supersede her, should supersede. You know what I mean? If it's true love. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just can't. Well, it's a sign of today's society. We have a lot of people who are extremely materialistic. If they don't have if a person doesn't have a certain amount of money, they can't even consider a relationship with that person. And there's even a portion of society, some people that are putting out podcasts or whatever, they are like promoting this idea that women don't want men unless they make six figures. And, the majority of women don't even know that many men that are making six figures, I don't think, and yet somehow or another, people are still having relationships. People are still building together. They're learning and growing together. And so, I think that we get influenced by these people, social media, and what they think and how they feel about their lives, and we're not even. That's not reality. How many of these people actually go to the grocery store?
Yeah.
How many of these people actually do their own laundry? Wash their own dishes. They don't have to deal with like the everyday things of life. And I mean, six figures for a couple in many cases is not even realistic for them. And I mean, if that's your thing, if you are there and you want somebody to match you, then, hey, I can't be mad at that. But I don't know. Trying to put it off on everybody, it's just, I can't see it.
So I'm going to give the Gen Z perspective because I'm the only one who's kind of Gen Z in this in the room.
Excuse me.
Because you guys are kind of have an older perspective,
Older perspective.
So
We
I
have
would
a
say
geriatric perspective.
the older perspective. I mean, I'm not saying I agree with this perspective or Ebony K. Williams. I wouldn't even say Gen Z, the modern woman perspective.
Okay.
As far as we make our own money, we are no longer needing a man. So we want a man to be able to not only be able to carry his own, but be a significant leader and a boss to match our energy. So I don't want to date a scrub, or what she was saying, a mediocre type of guy. She was on the Breakfast Club, and one of the DJs pushed back on it and said, "Hey, my parents did this, and they are exceptional." So that's the argument.
Yeah, but I think you could be blinded. You even you, who you have high standards. Even I would too. But at the same time, if somebody came in there and was like the perfect fit in every way, the only thing was the finances. I would find a way for us to match up, or as long as she's willing to be coachable, or not coachable, but as long as willing to go take that ride with me. I don't think you could. I don't think anybody can sit here and say that would be the situation. I just think she hasn't been love struck by somebody who's worth her while, regardless of the money. I would say even for you, I know, like, I don't know. I think if you, even a waitress, let's say you ran into a waitress at whatever, Denny's or whatever the case is, she was doing that because she was maybe taking herself to school or whatever, but she had all the qualities that you wanted in a person. She had a good personality, come from humble backgrounds, or whatever your standards are. You telling me that you would leave her at the door and just kind of dismiss her because of the financial part, even though she's working through it?
Okay, so I was given a perspective. I have a totally different perspective, but I want to make sure that perspective is understood in this conversation,
right?
Because we don't have a voice. Because I think we're all in agreement that on this, I don't want to take my perspective. I think everyone already knows, but the argument here,
I actually don't.
Oh, exactly, because it's goofy, But the argument here, at the end of the day, because this is the thing about it, being a provider does not only entails financially. Like, that's not the thing about it. Like,
right.
Being a provider is being an emotional provider, being intellectual, somebody who can be there for you, like, and provide that consistency. So many times we're looking for a provider in the wrong context. And this is the thing about it, is like, men been provider all these years, and it's being providing with people or with partners who don't match up technically, right? A man might be a doctor, they might date somebody from Target and marry them and whatever for years, right? And it would always be frowned upon if the men always say, "Oh, you don't meet my," because it's foolish, it's goofy, you know. But now, even if you make your own money, it doesn't mean the balance of what a man is and a woman is, it changes, you know. I just think it's a very goofy argument. However, I just want to state that argument, which, you know, I don't need a man, or maybe it's not on me. I want a man that matches my energy. I do think Ebony K. Williams, at the end of the day, is misguided in her perspective, and she have a whole army behind her saying, "Go, girl!" This, you know, all that.
Yeah, boss
you know,
lady, all that.
boss lady, exactly. And I think it's a misguided approach, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I understand she doesn't want, like, you know, but I'm just saying, like, so many situations where you don't know God put somebody in your way that's kind of, you know, maybe a little bit lower tier than where you're at, and, you know, yeah, you see what happens then.
I like that idea. What you were talking about, I think that we don't pay enough attention to is the emotional aspect of the relationship. We don't pay enough attention to, is this person really here for me, or are they here, you know, to see what they can get? Are they here to, you know, for financial security? Are they here because, you know, the image that we present? You know, well, what about when all that stuff is gone? And maybe it comes from being a nurse and being at people's bedsides at the end of their life. And when all that stuff goes out the window, you know, all the trips, all the houses, all the cars, all that stuff goes out the window. You want, at the bedside, at the end of your life, you want somebody that's going to be there for you and with you, not somebody that's sitting in the corner counting, you know, stocks to see what they can get from your, you know, or trying to see, trying to get power of attorney.
When we talk about provider, we talk about emotional.
Exactly.
Provider.
Not just provider, but emotionally, whatever side of the relationship that you're on, you know, is this person really in that relationship for you?
Yes.
The way that I look at it is you have very, very little encounters with people that are right on the same platform as you from the opposite sex or whatever the case is. And when you meet those people are special in your life, and you'll realize that they are. You know what I mean? And it's very, very seldom does a person find their soulmate or their twin flame or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? But when you do recognize that, whether they're in a growing stage or whether they're in a stagnant stage, to me, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know? So that's just, I don't know if that's a old school way of thinking, but.
No. I think at the end of the day, I mean, when you look at we're just in a society. I think she's just a reflection of where we are in society, and the division is very materialistic. For me, it makes no sense. And I feel like we would all be on the same page on it, you know, but I just wanted to have this discussion. It would be good to get somebody else who have a different perspective to kind of speak on this, because I know there's some people.
There's a guy behind the camera that has a different perspective.
No, do you have a different perspective, E?
No,
he does.
Let's see, maybe you get Ebony K. Williams.
Ebony K. Williams. Let's do it.
And see why she thinks what she thinks.
She's beautiful.
And she's the one who thinks what she thinks, right?
Ebony K. Williams. Let's do it. But okay, this is the thing about it. Like, I don't agree with Dr. Umar, but
Dr. Umar.
Dr. Umar did a little social media. I don't know what it was, a post, and it came by my feed, and it was like, "Let me not find out that your ex was a white man." Or whatever.
Oh.
You talking about, because she was talking about uplifting black men. That's why she said it, you know.
Oh, that probably will come up too. It'd be like,
No, but her ex was, you know.
Was it white?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So it's so funny that he said it out of all people, you know.
Right.
So okay, yeah. So like I said, this is a nightcap.
Zoning out.
It's you know, I wanted to get this discussion out there. We wanted to test the audio. Did you guys have any other topics that you guys want to talk? E, did you have any topics? This is just shoot from the hip. Anything that's going on in recent news?
Jamie Foxx is in the
Oh yeah, is he in the hospital? But is he not?
Hospital. What do you mean?
Because I just saw an article that his daughter was like, she tweeted out something that people need to get over it. He's been out of the hospital for weeks now, and
Oh no, but
You know, the tabloids are gonna go crazy over that.
I think 2 days ago, there was a news that came out that they needed to people need to keep them in prayers that the family should prepare for the worst. Or something.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Okay, so you saying the family? So news article came out saying the family should prepare for the worst because he's in critical condition.
Right.
But is he?
And then I just saw something, and the daughter was saying that people need to go on with their lives, and he's been out of hospital for weeks. That's what they're saying.
Was that actual his daughter?
I don't know. That's something that I read. You know,
National Enquirer is notorious.
Did we know what happened to him? I think maybe he had a stroke. You know.
Yeah, it's so interesting that they won't talk about it.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I hope that
either a stroke or
I hope that he does.
Maybe?
He
I
does
mean, the guy.
well.
They said medical thing. Mm-hmm.
Really?
It says medical, but I don't know.
It
But think about Jamie Foxx. All these years, he's been known to have such good health. You know, and to be like, you know, older guy that's fit and everything like that. And to see him just suddenly in the hospital and to know that your health can go just like that and you can be in critical condition or if you can be in the hospital, it's kind of crazy.
Life is
like,
no joke.
Don't take your life for granted. Don't take your health for granted.
Amen.
Yeah,
right
that's why I
now-
started working out next week.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
I'm gonna eat all the junk food I can this weekend.
No, right now, oh, look at my babies. I'm looking at pictures right
I
here.
thought you were like, look at me.
No, look at my baby.
Take your shirt
All right. No. So what I'm saying is, you never know. You never know how.
Yeah.
Love on your people. That's what you need to do. You know, make the most of every opportunity
Yeah.
because you just don't know. Some people, like you said, are perfectly healthy, and then you know they have a ticking time bomb or just things happen. So,
I mean, have you guys ever had to deal with any health issues that put you out that you was kind of scared of?
Man, I owned an ice cream shop.
Mm-hmm.
So I went pre-diabetic probably about 2.5, 3? No, right before we sold it. Because I didn't realize how much ice cream I was eating.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was eating like 3 scoops a day.
Is that something wrong with that?
I thought that was healthy.
I know. I think we eat 3 scoops a day.
That's not including the candy and the soda. Oh, really?
Who? No, you.
You guys eat ice cream?
I bought
That's how
a
you
gallon
really
of
cut that
ice
off.
cream.
Really?
And I'm like, it's half gone. I'm like, we both eat ice cream.
Yeah. No,
calcium, right? Calcium.
Well, a lot of
right.
sugar in it too. A lot of fat.
That's a lot of sugar.
Yeah, I ballooned up to like 205 or 10 pounds.
What?
Yeah, man, I was a little fatty, Chris.
Wow,
Yeah.
you lost a lot of weight, bro.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I thought I was always healthy, but then I went through that whole.
So how
midlife
did you find out
crisis
you're
thing.
pre-diabetic? You went to the hospital?
Doctors, yeah, they were like, man, your A1C is way up there. And then
wow.
when I got checked the last time, well, not like about 2.5 years, like, whoa, what happened? Because I took it serious. I was like, whoa, because I was like, man, this is crazy. Like, I just felt like a little bit like when you get in that stage, you're like almost like bewildered. You know what I mean? Like you would walk and then it'd be like, whoa, like kind of like wobbly in that or whatever. And I didn't realize that I was eating like 3 scoops a day, and then I would drink like probably like maybe like 2 or 3 Sprites, which is like full of sugar. You know what I mean? And not the zero Sprite. I'm talking like the full blown, and then a Coke, and then just went through that whole phase. So when I went through a midlife crisis, it was more like a food life crisis, kind of like I just whatever, and yeah, that kind of got me there. So that was pretty scary, man. And now it's kind of, now I tone back a lot and now start working out and drinking beer.
Drinking beer. Exactly. Now do you have another problem?
No, I don't drink.
I never had
very
anything, but I've had, my mother was diabetic, and
Oh, wow.
but it wasn't,
It's not fun, yeah.
I don't know. She became a diabetic after she had me, so, and then that was, you know, we won't talk about how long ago that was, but that was a while ago. And so she,
Do you ever blame yourself for that, or do you kind of look back and like, man, I gave my mom like,
I did not. I was just scared because, you know, it wasn't treatment, you know, like a lot of treatment and stuff
yeah,
that was available at that time. And so, you know, she went through a lot, and she ended up passing away
wow,
Oh, wow.
in her 50s. She was actually
In her 50s. Wow, that's
57.
young.
whoa, what happened?
She ended up with her kidneys failed and she had several strokes and all this
Jeez.
other kind of stuff.
From
like that.
diabetes?
So, yeah, it was pretty
Jeez,
bad.
the
Pretty
sugar.
bad.
Oh Lord, I gotta stay away from sugar. I
It,
love
well,
sugar.
it
Sugar's
wasn't,
bad.
you know, I don't know. I think that she probably had gestational diabetes
Okay.
when she had me. And then
Okay.
The hell.
it just never got treated because it was, you know, then at that time. And so way back when, we won't talk about when that was, but
Yeah,
It was,
right,
so-
right,
it was
then.
uncontrolled
Alright.
then.
yeah, yeah. And then my mother was from the South too.
So all the
So
chicken and everything.
she cooked Southern food.
Ooh.
And then, you know, after, I think that when she really got scared about it, it was kind of like everything was still out of control then. And
Mhm.
a lot of damage had been done, you know.
Yeah.
And so I've been monitored closely for it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
my
that's one
thing
of
was
those.
just allergies.
Yeah.
Allergies.
Allergies. Okay, so going on to switching from health.
Wait, no.
to,
What about you?
Oh, me? I had no. Thank God. I don't want to say. I'll be turning 28 next week.
28.
May
Happy
17th.
How's he
birthday.
calling- yeah.
Happy birthday.
So May 17th. So my 28 years, I have had no issues.
28 years.
I had no issues.
You had your
28
children
years
when
ago.
you were 5 and 6, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I have.
He was
had
having
no,
children at 6 years old.
I had no issues.
Babies
I mean,
having babies.
It's a miracle from God.
Oh,
Miracle. I'm joking. No, so I'll be turning 28 next week, May 17th. So at the end,
No, he's gonna be 100 right now. See how good he looks.
I've had no health issues.
Hello,
and I
Willette.
thank God. I'm
Hello.
happy that I can check off no, and especially when I. But also, you know, there's been times where in my health journey I've eaten too much, I gained weight, but I've never been happy with weight on me. You know, so anytime I have weight on me, I'm always like feel disgusting about myself. You know, so
Yeah.
I always try to go back down and go. So I would do the yo-yo thing a little bit, but now I'm, you know, stable or whatever. But
Now you're with just a little.
you're just a little yo-yo. Go
Not so
down
low.
5 to 10 pounds. Fluctuate. All right, so I wanted to bring this on live. I think, you know, I wanted to, in the future table talk, the living rooms, is to like go through our stories, because I feel like all of us have individual, interesting stories individually. And instead of doing that, I think what would be a better platform is to invite you guys individually to finish off the Table Talk season to tell your story. I don't know if you ever been part of Table Talk Tuesday or you've seen the show. Like we had
Is there food there?
No, we had Aline last
yeah, the lady that
guest
talked-
who was telling about her story,
at the
the
table.
genocide.
Yeah, table talk.
Table
You
talk,
mean table
exactly.
eat?
Yeah,
Table
no,
eat
no,
and
no,
talk.
table to eat. So I was thinking
Food
that
and
you guys should be on that show to kind of go along and tell your story the way you wanted to tell it within that hour time frame. So first of all, so the audience can get to know you, number one. And number two, I mean, your story is probably going to be very inspirational, you know, to know where you came from. And going through this journey as a host and hearing people's story and facilitating these discussions, the things that come out of it, and from the person speaking and sharing their story, is surprising because they don't realize their story the certain way or comes across a certain way, you know. And as I facilitate it and I hear their story and I say, hey, look at these themes, and you know, it's just interesting. I love to hear people's story. So I would hope. I mean, would you guys be interested in doing that?
I would be, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, whoever want to go first,
I'd be
I'll
interested
probably
in
set
telling
it
you
up.
all about my trauma.
So you hear it first on the living room.
Oh, okay. So another
When is
contract.
it?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I know.
So we'll probably
What
start
night
off
is
with
that? Tuesday?
yeah, on Tuesday night. We'll set up. We'll choose a select Tuesday. All you have
Taco
to do
Tuesday.
is have an Instagram.
My
If you have an
Tuesdays are
Instagram, you can
kinda-
kind of set it up.
my
Or if you
Tuesdays
don't
are
have
tied up.
Instagram, and you can do it from your house. You don't have to come here. You just have to have light in your house, and we do an Instagram.
He's like,
show
I don't
and
want
stuff
you
like
here.
that. Don't come to my
Stay
house.
at your house.
Stay at your house. This is the
Just for
actual
that, I'm
living
gonna
room,
come
and
here.
It's my living room. So you hear it here first. We're gonna have Chris G first, and we're gonna select that Tuesday within the next month, and then we're gonna have following that we're gonna have Chris D, and then the season of the Table Talk Tuesday is gonna end. I think we'll have 7 or 8 episodes by then, and we'll just take a period. We'll take a break until next season.
Going out with a bang.
That's exciting. So you guys going to be able to hear their story. And the next episode of actually The Living Room, the full episode, is May 28th,
is it?
May 28th? What are you talking about?
What's the full episode? May
27th.
Which one would I be on?
May. You on every episode of The Living Room.
No, not The Living Room. I'm talking about the Taco Tuesday.
He's still at the table.
Table Talk
Look.
Tuesday. What's Taco Tuesday? Bro,
He's fixated with food. Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
The 27th.
The next episode of The Living Room is on May 27th.
Yes.
At
I thought it was tomorrow.
11 a.m. No. Exactly. At 11 a.m., right?
Chris is like, no.
I got plans tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You're going
so next step is on Saturday, May 27th. That's a full episode. It's going to be episode 5. 4? Episode 5?
Is it
what
really?
Is it? Episode 4 or 5?
It's 5.
He said 5.
Is it 5?
Yeah.
So we already had 1, 2, 3. We are on episode 5 already?
Hey,
Yeah.
who is that? Denisha.
That is crazy.
Hey,
Hi,
Denisha.
Denisha. Hello, blessings from Willett Ritchie. So, okay, I mean, like I said, this was only a nightcap, and we wanted to get on live to check out the microphone because by May 27th episode, hopefully we have all the kinks worked out.
Hopefully.
Everything. This first season is just a season of learning. We have gotten better every episode, I can admit. We have gotten better lighting, you know.
Got better looking.
Yes, I would agree with that. But thank you for joining us. The Living Room nightcap, May 27th at 11. We doing it at 11, right?
11.
11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come join us. I'm going to be posted. Until next time.
See ya.